Are you feeling stuck? Trading your time for a paycheck that, well, it doesn't really seem to go anywhere? It feels like there has to be another way, right? A system, not just dumb luck. Well, that's what we're going to dive into today, using a framework from one of Silicon Valley's most respected thinkers, Naval Ravikant. So, look at these two paths. On the left, you've got the path most of us are taught, right? You rent out your time. It's the classic 9 to 5, where your income is basically a direct result of the hours you clock in. It's predictable, sure, but it's also got a hard ceiling. But then look at the right. This is a totally different model, owning equity. This is all about building assets that actually generate income for you, totally independent of your time. It's scalable, and yeah, it can literally earn for you while you're sleeping. This is the huge shift we're going to unpack. And this quote from Naval just hits the nail on the head. He's not just talking about having a good salary here. He's talking about true, genuine financial freedom. Because with that ownership, your time is always tied to your income. It's the classic trap. So who is this guy who's going to be our guide?
All right, so who is our mentor for this whole journey? Well, meet Naval Ravikant. And he's not just some philosopher spouting ideas. This is a proven entrepreneur and investor. I mean, the guy has built and funded some of the most iconic companies out there today. I mean, his journey is pretty incredible. He started out as an immigrant kid in Queens, using the local library as his after-school spot. From there, he gets into an Ivy League college, goes on to co-found huge companies like AngelList, and becomes one of the most successful early-stage investors ever. We're talking about backing giants like Uber and Twitter. It's an amazing story. And what makes Naval's wisdom so potent is that it's just so authentic. He's actually lived it. He says it himself. He had to work at becoming both wealthy and happy, and he truly believes it's a skill set that anyone can develop. So the big question is, where do we even begin? Okay, so the very first step, and this is critical, is a massive mindset shift. You have to stop chasing money and start seeking wealth. Now, they might sound like the same thing, but as Naval explains, they are fundamentally completely different. So, what is wealth, really? According to Naval, wealth is any asset that works for you. Think about it. It's the factory running all night. It's the computer program serving customers 24/7, or it's the investments that are just compounding away in your portfolio. At its core, wealth is freedom. Freedom from having to rent out your time. This slide really breaks it down perfectly. Wealth, on the left, that's the thing you actually want, the productive assets. Money, on the other hand, is just the tool. It's how we transfer that wealth or how we trade our time for things. Confusing the tool for the actual goal is the #1 mistake most people make.
All right, now that we've got that foundation laid, let's get into the good stuff. Naval's actionable formula for actually creating wealth. It looks deceptively simple, doesn't it? Specific knowledge plus accountability plus leverage. These three ingredients, when you put them together, they create a powerful engine for building wealth. So let's break down exactly what he means by each one.
First up, specific knowledge. Now, this is not something you can just learn in a classroom. Here's the key. If it can be taught, it can eventually be automated or outsourced. Specific knowledge is that unique blend of your natural talents and your genuine passions. It's the thing you do almost effortlessly that looks like hard work to everybody else.
And this is why it's so powerful. Your specific knowledge is found when you just lean in to your own authenticity. So instead of trying to compete with everyone else by copying what they're doing, you completely escape the competition by just being yourself. And thanks to the internet, it's never been easier for anyone to find an audience for their unique obsession, whatever it might be.
Okay, the second ingredient is accountability. This is all about taking ownership and risk publicly under your own name. And yeah, it's scary because it means you also have to bear the full weight of failure. But here's the thing, without it, you can't build credibility. And society just won't give you the big rewards, like equity and leverage.
Naval really urges us to embrace this. In our modern world, the downside of a business failure is actually pretty limited. I mean, there are no debtors' prisons anymore. But the upside of building a solid reputation under your own name, it's practically infinite. It's how people eventually come to trust you with their capital and their labor.
And now we get to the third, and honestly, the most powerful piece of this entire formula: leverage. This is what transforms your efforts from linear to exponential. This is the ultimate force multiplier.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how leverage has evolved over time. The oldest form is labor. having people work for you. Then came capital, using money to make more money. But both of those require someone else's permission. The new form of leverage, though, code and media, that's totally permissionless. Literally anyone with a computer can start using it today.
And the impact is just staggering. With the right kind of leverage, one person's decisions, one person's efforts, can have thousands, even tens of thousands of times the output of someone who doesn't have it. This is exactly how the new fortunes are being made.
And this is the crucial point for us today. Writing code, recording a podcast, writing a book, creating a video, these are all assets that have zero marginal cost of replication. You create it once, and it can serve millions of people while you sleep. As Naval says, there's an army of robots freely available to all of us. You just have to use it.
Okay, so let's pull all these pieces together. When you combine your unique specific knowledge with public accountability, and then you amplify all of that with leverage, you finally reach the ultimate goal, earning with your mind.
The end game here is to get paid for your judgment, not your work. To completely sever that link between the hours you put in and your financial output. That is what it truly means to earn with your mind, not with your time.
And this is exactly why judgment becomes so incredibly critical. When your decisions are magnified 1,000 times over by leverage, picking the right direction is infinitely more important than how hard you're rowing. A tiny difference in judgment